Visit the movie theater. That's the weird thing I tell my visiting friends to do in Bangkok if they have some spare time. Unlike many places around the world, theaters in Thailand are often luxurious and have assigned seating. Before every movie, viewers stand up to pay respect to the king. Did you know that in the early periods, basically every theater in Thailand was built at the behest of the kingdom's leaders? That is, until the 90s, when the private sector took over and major Cineplex opened its first theater. This week, theaters in Thailand reopened after being closed for the last few months as ordered by the emergency decree in order to contain the COVID-19 outbreak. However, many are wondering if the already declining industry will be able to survive the changes. Here's a look at the history of theaters in Thailand. In 1902, Thailand's very first theater was just a small little tent in an open space in Sapan Lek. This soon evolved into roof buildings with benches lined up in rows, but still with a dirt floor. In the 1920s, theaters evolved into looking more like the contained building structures we know them to be today. The first contemporary theater was called the Nakhon Kasem Theater. All these venues had well-designed sloped seating. In the silent film era, a brass band would play an overture and continue playing the soundtrack during the film. When talkies came around, audiences increased, and films went from being a unique night-out activity to being a stable source of entertainment. In the late 1920s, King Rama VII funded the construction of dozens of theaters. Most notably, he chartered the construction of the first air-conditioned theater, the Chalerm Krung Gazebo on Charan Krung Road, meant to be the National Theater of Thailand. This effort costed 9 million baht, and that's unadjusted for inflation. Today, the Chalerm Krung Gazebo is owned by the Crown Property Bureau and kept in pristine condition. They pivoted themselves into doing traditional Khon dances, dramatic stage plays, and much in between. In the 1940s, Field Marshal Plek Pibun Songkram chartered the construction of the Chalerm Thai Theater, meant to be the other national theater along with Chalerm Krung. However, construction was halted in 1942 because of World War II. The theater finally opened in 1949. Today, Chalerm Thai is no longer a movie theater. It is now the Royal Pavilion Mahajet Sadabadin and memorial site to King Rama III. While market-dominating movie theater chains emerged closer to the turn of the century, there were definitely some players in the decades before. While many cool and now retro theaters popped up, the biggest and most notable one is the Apex-owned Scala. Most of us alive today will remember that Apex Corporation also owns and operated other theaters right across from the Siam Paragon Mall, Lido and Siam. While Lido and Siam were reconstructed after the red flames of the political mayhem of 2010 burned them down, they did not survive the slow death of being in the red. Scala remains the only Apex theater still in operation from its initial opening in the late 60s. And its future remains shaky as its landlord, Chulalongkorn University, seems busy making plans for land development, varied and not involving Apex. The 1980s saw the beginning of the union between shopping malls and movie theaters. Today, major theaters are built on the top floors of big malls like Central Rama 3, Esplanade Complex, Siam Paragon, M Quartier, and Emporium. Eventually, movie theaters became a 9 billion baht industry. Did you know that in an attempt to weather the movie theater chain giants, standalone theaters would even go as far as to show gay porn films and charging patrons 60 baht for using their venue to meet casual sex partners? 3 such theaters are the Pahon Yotin Rama, Chinatown Rama, and Lam Thong Rama. Since the outbreak, movie theaters in Thailand, as well as the rest of the world, has gone dark. However, in the kingdom, they have been given permission to reopen again when lockdown restrictions are lifted on Monday, June 1st. Right now, theaters may only seat 200 patrons at a time, however, and are not allowed to host any live performances. Audiences have to wear a mask the whole time and are not allowed to eat or drink during the whole movie. So, my question is, isn't that kind of an awful movie-going experience if you can't even have popcorn or a Coke? Wouldn't it be easier just to stay home and Netflix and chill? I don't know. What do you think? Let us know in the comment section below. Would you still go to the movies with these restrictions? And that's all I got for you today. Thank you so much for joining in. For more news, features, and videos, visit worldwideweb.thisrupt.com. From Bangkok, I'm Teirra Kamolvattanavith, and I'll see you next time. Bye.